Joining you live from Winnetka Ice in Winnetka, Illinois. These two squadrons having already met once 8 days ago in a shocker as the Scouts upset the Trevians at home on home ice, but this time the Sea of White on your screen. Broadcast, everybody, on the Trevian Hockey Network, brand new this season. Glad to have you, as always, early on throughout this season. Frank Zarowski to my right, my name's Luke Jordan. And
the phrase you say, Luke, out for blood, and that's exactly the mentality for this new Trier offense. They're going to take no chances. Look for them to press the attack early, try and get the first goal on the board within the first 5 minutes of play, get themselves in prime position to run away with this game. Nothing short of victory will be acceptable for New Trier tonight.
Question for you, Frank. In the battle between these two teams last time, it was physical, but you'd have to say the Scouts almost kind of out-physicaled them in a way.
I would.
You don't think it'd be the same thing here. You got the energy of your student section. You're on home ice. I mean, how do you feel about that scenario?
I like the student section giving New Trier an advantage. It would not shock me if we get a few Tom Wilson-style hits early in this game, specifically an open ice shoulder check. Get the student section involved in the game. Allow your fans to get in the opposition's head and get intense and physical contest between these two powerhouse teams.
Buzzer sounds on warm-ups as the teams will start to enter their huddles. You see there on the MCI goal cams, Lake Forest will be sporting Trier in the white. It's the same jersey matchup when these two teams played at the Alumni Memorial Fieldhouse back on September 29th. Lake Forest winning that one 3-1 in a big part to Logan Marsh.
New Trier is able to outmaneuver them with their defensive pairing. It could be a lot of trouble for the Scouts. But on the flip side,
face off one back to Nuggets. Deflected out of play for another offensive zone face-off here on the opening power play for New Trier. 2 for now. 2 for now. Herstrit. One of just the handful of it can't be kept in.
aside from 1 or 2 chances.
That's the first bad Trevian pass we've seen, really.
Yeah, exactly.
So we'll go back to the New Trier defense zone. Set it up, 9:45 to play. Face off to the left of Max Ascione, who gets the nod today for New Trier. Logan Marsh, the usual starter for Lake Forest. Marsh has appeared in every game, although not starting in 2. He eventually came in for relief. Andrews holds the zone, tries one that got blocked, played back to the high slot. Nice stick lift by Livaditis in front, and Marsh dogpiles on top of it for a whistle.
And that's the kind of pressure you're looking for New Trier. That's not the first goal. Why not go to the same area for another one?
4th save of the game for Marsh there. He's had a 900 save percentage or better in all 6 appearances so far. All save percentage of 937 on the season. Looks like we are live now, thanks to some troubleshooting by our lovely producer Gerard Boris over here. And here comes Michael Catalano. Catalano dashes by one, tries to roof it, and Ascione holds his post tightly, making the stop there with 9:02 to go. It's 1-0 New Trier if you're just catching us. Keegan Roween with the only goal up to this point. Frank, just to summarize so far, it's felt like the New Trier that we've seen last season and most of this season so far.
And as we said last week on the end of the broadcast, Luke, I felt like the loss was a wake-up call for New Trier, and this is Exhibit A. They're pounding the attack. Ascione has looked fabulous in the few times he's been tested. He's not looking almost like relaxed, so to speak. He's dialed in and he's ready to go. I had a chance to chat with him before the game. He knows what this game means to the team and to perform and kick some butt, in his words.
Solomon pushed it through the legs of Pascasey, but now it's Lake Forest coming back the other way. Robbins nearly almost got put on a poster. That could have been trouble for 4 and Black. Roween slices it out to Lohmeyer now down the near. Checks the slot, swings it there. Good stick lift by Rolek on the Lake Forest end. Now Nagitz with a lane, fires, deflected, wide.
Right idea there to try to get pressure to the front of the net. How they scored on the loose change. You're not gonna beat Logan Marsh straight away 9.5 times out of 10. So get the loose change and bury it.
Finally a chance to, felt like a fast game so far, and a fast-paced one at that. Face off to the right of the captain, Logan Marsh. A new Trier. Janetsko with a high slot. Tucker can't hang on. Salak far side. Blocked. Tucker deflected.
But it gives you an opportunity to reset yourself, get yourselves prepared for another draw, and more importantly, throw everything to the front of the net with Marsh in between.
Marino plays it up center for Janetsko. Another reset here between the blue lines. Ezio Berrettini in deep, facing on Selak as those two butt across the blue line and a yard sale. I mean, you do not see that often in the sport of hockey.
No. They keep this up, apply physicality when they need to, as we just see a big hit there. But the resilience of New Trier there, you know.
Back there. Woolabin picks it up in the corner. Brown Rancourt got a stick on it. Esplin's thought for a second the official was going to shoot his hand up.
No. That's a beautiful.
Looked like a clean hit, yeah.
That was a nice hit. And Nagitz, shoulder to the chest.
Not a lot of hits at the start, but the time has, to say the least, in trouble to get over. There's now Woolabin, pressured by Pesquesi. Good nudge by Luke Pesquesi, still battling down in the corner. Comes out to Rolek. Works by Nagitz, finds Savage on the far side, chipped in.
You can tell Lake Forest is a little tired here.
Marsh will just hang on as Woolabin was coming in hot.
And Woolabin, that's a good play for Woolabin. Not too fancy, little tap on the glove. Let him know that you're still there.
Recording.
So we're not live.
Still going here on the record. Woolabin will try one. Now Hurst. This one comes right out in front. Was nearly trouble. Hurstrit nudging away the official. Collects it, gets side, slots it wide.
That's one for New Trier you'd like to have. Got to have someone on the back door at that point.
Anaya collides heavily at center with Hurstrit. And the pass for George Knight. Woolabin now turns up ice. Jack Woolabin slicing and dicing. He'll try one last move where he can't get by Maricini, the senior, who plays him well. Strothman lays a hit down low. Knight quickly back up to the puck, sends it in front. Hurstrit with a try.
Like the play of Woolabin so far in this game, he's done everything he needs to. Simple, clean game.
His first line in general, have your A days and your B days as well.
Exactly. And as I said before about Lake Forest, that loss against New Trier was one of the better things that could happen. This forced them to regroup, reset, and this is the result. They're dominating the Scouts tonight, and it's been excellent.
Marino down the side. Fontana is slammed into the wall. Partially clipped. We play on. Fontana looks to send it back down, which he does. Livaditis knocked off. Robbins will curl ahead, find Esplin, who just chips off the wall. Some Scouts needing a desperate change. From Rolek. 3.5 to go. First period, bad giveaway. And here's Savage in front. Saved by Esioni with the third try goes.
Do not blame Max Ascione on that goal. That's a bad giveaway for New Trier, one you've got to immediately shake off, put one back on the board. And you see over to his goaltender saying, hey, that's on. We let you down there.
Quite a sequence. One save, two saves. But that third shot falls right in between Fontana and Ascione, as you can see very well from the goalie cam. Directly behind the senior who came from New Trier Blue last year.
Now he's just got to bounce back here.
Still got to be feeling a little bit better if you're New Trier. Lake Forest scored first in the most recent matchup.
Absolutely.
Lohmeyer, nifty move. Slides it across, nobody on the far side.
That's one where you got to take the shot if you're Lohmeyer.
Nagitz can't hold. Picking up speed, Janetsko. Pardon me, fires, and that's denied by Marsh.
In the past few games, I've been impressed with Uyang's play. He's not done too much fancy, so to speak, but he's really just allowed himself to be a simple defenseman who can do everything right.
Maricini. Now John off the backboard. It's lodged on the side of the net. Nobody can dig it free for the time being before it swings its way up the near side wall. Clean breakout pass to George Knight. Knight banks this around. Herstrid is first there. Up the wall. Will have been chasing it down. Nagitz can't hold.
Good little bump by Nagitz to prevent the Lake Forest rush.
Herstrid. Nobody down low. Trevian's looking to stay above 500 with the win today. Currently 2-1. Shot block there. Uyang fires it out of play. Forest 3-3. They're the ones trying to get over the 500 hump. They've beaten some good teams, as we mentioned. I mean, if you asked me the 3 state front at the start of the season, I told you Vider, Loyola, and New Trier in no specific order. And Lake Forest has beaten them all, which I know we covered in the open. I wasn't sure if we're live by then, but even if we were, that's something we need to repeat as it is. Just crazy to think of the talent this Lake Forest team has beat. As it'll come back to Wilson in his own end.
And we understand that there was some technical issues with the Wi-Fi. We thank our chat for noticing that, and our great producer Gerard Boris has been doing an invaluable job of working on that tonight.
It is not on Gerard, it's not on any of us. Trust me, you've already heard me take accountability earlier in this broadcast about not getting replays. That's on me, but the Wi-Fi situation, something we can't handle, and if you're with us last broadcast or you watch any South hockey broadcast, you know that's fine. So I'm not sure if it's any. Sometimes tech just gives out on you. As Isaac Solomon's putting a sandwich, and Rolek will take it back for Lake Forest with 40 seconds to play. Pescasey down the wall. So stick with us. Hopefully we do not lose. But once again, not in our control. Trevians will try potentially a last rush here. Rowan pokes it ahead. Keegan Rowan has the only goal of this game so far for New Trier. 13.8 to go.
Kind of like our internet situation, Luke. New Trier has really sorted everything out towards the back half of this first period. They had some points where they were a little shaky, especially with the goal. But like our internet situation, they're buckling down. They've got great support around them, and they're building themselves back up. I mean, look at the shots on goal. It's 6.
It's about as good of a comparison as you can get. One last chance here. Solomon trying to center. Comes up to Lohmeyer. That one just trickling its way wide in the dying moments. And we will go to period number 2. Tied at 1. But a good push there at the end by New Trier.
Watch if we have a replay of that, watch what happens. The puck goes, I believe, off the skate of a Lake Forest defenseman, and it does. It goes off right to the blade of Dane Lohmeyer, who has had a few great opportunities in this game. And for New Trier, this is kind of the tale of two halves, or three thirds, if you will, of one period. The first third of the first period looked solid. They were pressing the attack. They looked incredible. Second third, Lake Forest was able to get back in the game, score a goal off a bad giveaway. And the third part of that first period, New Trier comes up and is able to reset themselves in such a way where they're getting a few lucky bounces like we saw, Luke, towards the doorstep of the net.
Here's a look one last time at that Lake Forest. It was Keegan Rowing that got the first one for New Trier, and that rebound was tapped in by Robert Rolek. So, yes, that's half me showing you the goal. It's half me trying to make sure I get down who got one, because we do not have a live score sheet at the moment. Keegan Rowing, the senior, scoring his third goal of the season in just his fourth game for the Trevs. And a look there, Marsh and Ashione. 6 saves for Logan and 2 so far for Ashione, but they all really came on one play.
They did, and outside of that one sequence for Lake Forest, it's kind of been all New Trier. They used that sequence to build a little momentum, but New Trier just got to take control of this game.
In front, Savage, they score, and that is a quick start for Lake Forest. 10 seconds is all it takes, and Lake Forest is out in front.
Not the start you wanted, Luke. Fortuitous bounce off the end boards, comes right to the blade of a player for the Scouts, and they bury it on that one.
Carter Savage, a big reason that first goal happened. He should have gotten an assist on that, and now he gets the goal. Already 2 points in 17 minutes and 10 seconds.
And what a wonky bounce off the end boards.
That might be the quickest opening goal of a period we'll see all season. Esplin looking for another. He'll try a wraparound. The follow-up goes wide. I don't know what Steve Soror said in that huddle for Lake Forest, but boy, did it work. And here comes Catalano. Catalano gets to the forehand, tries to put one low. That was blocked by Marino and his stick. Scouts give in the Trev space. Soren Selak, the sophomore, will go vertical with it. Maricini recovers it for Lake Forest. He'll take a little bit of a late hit. Kept in by Marino. Down the wall, Charles Cannon. That one strikes Tucker in center ice, taken back by Valenti. Valenti's shot. Never got there. He'll regain it himself. Try to play it up the near side wall for Savage. Bouncing puck. Rolek taps it back down. Valenti. Rolek. Marino back for New Trier. It's an interesting sequence here. New Trier having a little bit of trouble on the breakout. Some space to work with on the near. Berrettini with one heck of a forecheck, though. And finally, New Trier can breathe for just. They'll recover it at their back line. Selak flings it to the near side boards. Back in it goes for an icing whistle.
New Trier's got to get their best personnel out there right now, Luke. You're in a kind of a lull of the game. Lake Forest has the opportunity to potentially take further control of the momentum if they score again, which New Trier is counting on that they won't. But for the Trevs, they gotta do what they did in the first period. Get traffic to the front of Logan Marsh and slam the puck on net.
Catalano, no look pass. New Trier zone by Robbins. He lays the boom down low, gluing Andrews to the boards. Given time, that's Alex Roween, not Keegan. Nice move here by Livaditis. Ends up below the goal line. Fontana will give it up top. Andrews fires one through traffic once again. It's been the approach for New Trier.
And that's the kind of shot you need to take if you're New Trier. Force Lake Forest to ice the puck. Apply the pressure, apply the momentum, and get yourself tied and then in front.
Oh, geez.
Puck goes into the student section. And
one of the dads up here just did a shoulder shrug at us.
And the New Trier faithful not too happy about
Okay.
And we apologize for our younger audience who may be watching.
Let's just talk so they can't hear it.
Exactly.
Nagitz takes it far side, fire wide. The TV delay like the big networks do. Roween tries one, kicked away by the toe of Marsh.
Excellent kick save by Marsh.
It's gotten lively in here. Dane Lohmeyer dances by one, works it to the point. Ouyang now, far side Nolan Nagitz. Waits, fires, deflected wide. Can't tell you what just happened, but I'm gonna guess it's a New Trier hit.
It was a hit by Ouyang is what it appeared to be from that position.
A nice reverse in front of the Trevian bench by Solomon, who lays out Rolick, who's usually the one making the hits.
And that's what New Trier needs to do. Meet Lake Forest at their own game. Meet Lake Forest where they're at. They're play physical, fine. Green can play physical, and we'll do it better because we're the three-time defending state champions.
Lohmeyer try to spin. Puck pried loose and back out to center ice. It's going to be quite a stretch for games in the next 5 days, and when you include this one, as Eggers is hit hard into the wall. Berrettini recovers it. Trickling at the blue line. Solomon with another big hit.
Forest fans wanted a penalty. That was a clean. Turned at the last minute. Good no call by the official.
Yeah, they're letting them play today. Not a penalty in the second period. Only one in the first on Lake Forest. That result, lone New Trier goal so far. Keegan Roween on a power play strike as his line will come off. And back out comes the first line of Woolabin, Herstrit, and Knight. Marino slides it up center. Herstrit now curls over the blue line. Jack Herstrit with an ice the puck, but still fighting for it in front of the crease as it ends up in the near side corner. Chase Marino will let one go. Got deflected. George Knight now takes a check into the glass. Herstrit on a centering feed off the side of the net. Space to recover it. Herstrit skips it. Selak. Shot blocked by Berrettini and poked out of the zone.
Good heads-up play by Lake Forest. Berrettini knew where the puck was, used his skate, spun around, got it to his stick.
But now here's a two-on Woolabin. Drags, fires at a glove. Rebound still loose. And now the net comes off its moorings.
Dangerous play there by Logan Marsh. That easily could have been a goal.
Marsh will fix the net himself as now the scout's in the O-zone. Not for long. Herstrit leaping, finds Woolabin. Good defense by Lee. Catalano on a stretch pass out of the zone. He's 1v. Will try to work it towards the net, but fires it wide. Lake Forest with only 4 shots in this game, but they have the lead up to this point. Woolabin thought about it. Now curls it towards the net, deflected on Marsh for another save.
Juicy rebound allowed by Marsh. New Trier's got to capitalize on those, have somebody hanging around the back door for when those rebounds come again.
Preston Lee takes a hit. Lee did not play last game against New Trier. We saw his younger brother, Neeson, who was just a freshman in the JV game, and he had 4 goals. Expect Preston and Neeson to play varsity hockey together by the end of the season, Frank. I mean, Neeson was a stud in that JV game we watched.
For sure.
In front of the New Trier. It's forked back. Heads up. Fairly low ceiling on the ends. Kind of an upside down V-shaped ceiling we work with here at Winnetka Ice Arena.
It's a classic style barn. I'd say 70s, 80s style with the metallic, do you want to call it that? Metallic ceiling.
Charlie Cannon taking some stick lifts. Cannon also a player of the New Trier football, currently in action as we speak during this time of year. I'm sure he came from practice earlier today. I mean, of course you're in high school, but it's not easy to have the endurance to participate in 2 sports in one day because, yeah, it's practice, but I can guarantee you football practice is not the easiest of them all.
Yeah, the legs and then the upper body work of football.
I mean, if you're doing walkthroughs, that's one thing, but
right.
I would expect that to be a Thursday activity. Be an interesting decision tomorrow for New Trier if Cannon plays. New Trier, another late night game against St. Ignatius, as a nice save by Ashion and hands on the head of every Lake Forest player on the bench.
Looked like it went off the outside of the pipe. I may have not seen that correctly.
We'll try to get a look at that next whistle. Tucker goes down on a check. That's if we get a whistle.
Yeah.
Very few in this game. Nagitz, given some room. He'll throw it across Yang. Now down for Fontana. Fontana turns, fires, and that was blocked. Foot race for it. Fontana got a good jump, and Berrettini, exhausted, comes to the bench.
Both of these teams are gassed right now, Luke. New Trier's got a little bit more conditioning, but they got to put one in the back of the net this frame.
A chance in front to Firsch, and once again, these awkward bounces by the junior. Esplin can't clear. Near trouble for the Scouts. They do eventually give it away, but in a much safer place. 8 minutes to go. Lengthy, risky pass. Never a chance for Catalano. Stretch pass on New Trier now. Dominic Fontana on one-on-one. Fires it wide. It's off the back of the net.
Got to put that one on the net if you're New Trier. Got half the net wide open, both shoulders. Got to your spot and go for it, even if it's lower.
Board battle in front of some fans pounding on the glass. Nagitz now. Ying will slide in, wind one up, deflected on once again by New Trier, just wide as Alex Roween. Defended by Nelson, watching his every move.
And you're seeing the triangle pinch that Lake Forest does on the far side of the rink again for them tonight.
Well, now we can enter the time machine and see that awkward looking shot. You don't get a great look of it from where we are compared to this angle. And that was,
I think it was off the far pipe. I thought I caught that going off the pipe. I could be wrong.
No sound though, interesting.
No.
It does get frequently
and it does get off the pipe. Watched it
In
again.
front, Roween. No luck there for New Trier.
Lake Forest playing a little more conservatively right now, Luke. Not so much forechecking, waiting for the mistakes of New Trier to try and capitalize on those. New Trier's just got to play offensive.
Solomon up top. Marino waits, shoots, got blocked by Berrettini. Solomon flips it, intended for Roween.
Good play by Selak. Spatial awareness, knowing where the puck is and knowing that Lake Forest is going to try and stretch it out.
Another whistle. Scouts still in front at this point. They took game 1 of the season series 3-1 8 days ago. They're up in front 2-1 so far. This Lake Forest offense has been hot. 3 goals in each of their last 3 games. They did not even have a stretch like that once last year.
No.
Or once this year until now. I mean, you'd see them get 3 goals, and 2 goals, but you never see them get 3 for 3 straight games. Never really a famous offense.
No. More physical defense, but what can bring to them right now.
Herstrid. Turns off past Casey. Cycles it up. Now Knight takes a check, finds Herstrid. Nuggets top of the circle. Yang with space. Gives back, Nuggets. 2 captains having some trouble up top. Willeben looking, finding Herstrid, can't pull the trigger, followed up by Knight, and a save by Marsh, unaware of where it landed.
No, went behind him to the corner, to the far corner. And the longer this puck stays in the New Trier, no, it's common sense, but Lake Forest is gassed right now, especially with the long change.
And they've got the pressure cooker going. Yang, troublesome pass. Lake Forest does get out, and look at those scouts dart for the bench. You were not kidding, Frank. Here comes Herstrid. Looking up top, taking away Catalano. Trier exiting the zone once again. Scrappy pass that time, but tapped back in by Lohmeyer chasing Anaya.
Good play by his guys to get some fresh legs on. He'll go to the bench next, most likely.
Turning ahead, Dane Lohmeyer waits, fires it wide.
Was aiming for the high glove side there, Luke. Got to put it on net.
Just under 4 minutes to go now. Another common sense statement, but you got to get one before this intermission if you're New Trier.
Yeah.
The goaltender like Logan Marsh, you don't know when you're going to score next.
No, you don't, and that's why you got to get traffic in front of them. They've done a good job of it so far in the second period.
And they get another look in front. It's Lohmeyer off the pads of Marsh. Selak pinching out by Berrettini.
Job of spatial awareness, understanding where the play is at.
Lohmeyer will take it. Down the left side, centering feed, falls through.
Got to pass that one there. Got a guy on the back door.
Keegan Roween through everyone.
It's a big break for Lake Forest. He had everybody beat, including his own teammates. Would have put that one in the back of the net on his blade.
Selak looking ahead. It's caught off by Berrettini, but not for long. Alex and Keegan Roween are both on the ice as we speak. Lidovitis. Wilson calling for it up top. Lidovitis will hold, put it in front. Sticked out there by Maricini into the corner. Now Wilson steps into it. On the other side, Andrus calling for it. Lidovitis with space. Let's go. And another one brought down.
Should be a penalty on Lake Forest for a hit from behind. They got away with a big one there. Keegan Roween got a hit from behind.
Strothman turning on the Jets, cuts towards the net.
That
and
should be a
runs over
penalty.
Ashione.
That should be a penalty right there. That is unnecessary by Lake Forest. The guy could have pulled. That is completely unnecessary. Watch the replay here. He's got the opportunity to pull up. He's coming out wide. He knows he's not going to make it, and he lowers his shoulder and goes right into Ashione. That should be a 2-minute minor for goaltender interference.
Yeah, you see right there, it's tough to stop yourself, but you can at least turn yourself.
You can turn yourself away. I get there's going to be contact. There's going to be a contact when you're driving hard to the net.
Hit him one way or another.
But you shoulder like Milan Lucic on Ryan Miller.
Yeah, bracing for impact there, and Ashione was going to take some sort of contact there, but as you said, Frank, should not be that heavy. And,
no.
Thankfully, seems all right.
Yeah, he seems all right.
Question is, what, if anything, are they going to call here?
it's either 2 or nothing at this point.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're going to call anything in this close of a game.
Ashione, you see there, testing his vision, appears to be all right. Maxwell Reed is always standing by just in case, fully geared up on the New Trier bench, but they will not need him. Yeah, at least for the time being. 2:06 left to go in the second. Lake Forest leads 2-1.
Expect the game to increase physically significantly after that collision with Ashione. You don't go after a goalie and not face a little retribution.
Minutes should be fierce.
Exactly.
Then a little bit of a break. Herstrid over the blue line. Gets one on, and it trickles just wide.
Inches wide of that near post, Luke.
This first line producing for New Trier. They do not have the goal, but when you want to count chances, these are the guys you rely on. That one near to hitting the ceiling. Will trail its way back in beyond the goal line. Nolan Nagets. Ouyang, vertical pass for Knight. That's off the shin guard of Woolabin. Nolan Nagets has showcased his offense before, and Logan Marsh makes a big stop there.
Good shot on a rolling puck there for Nagets.
Another chance in front, bouncing all over the crease. Up top, Woolabin had his stick lifted. Chase Marino will chase it back.
New Trier's putting on more pressure now.
Nagets slices out left. Right side, George Knight fires one punched over. Woolabin picks it back up. Tried to drag around past Casey, wouldn't come easy. 35 to go. Marino checks his rear view.
Woolabin was in good position there. We talked about it earlier, got to have a guy on the back door. Only, I want to say, negative thing Marsh does is he gives up a lot of juicy rebounds.
Puck bouncing back and forth. Esplin sends it deep. Aggressively calling for it is Jack Herstrid. Backhanding in. Lidovitis will chase in the final seconds. Pinned up against the wall by Lake Forest. 3 seconds to go. And Lake Forest will enter the ice make with a 2-1 lead over New Trier, trying to win their first ever season series against the Trevs in their SHL history. Any final takeaways in general, Frank, before we head to the break?
Yeah, I like the way that New Trier responded after the questionable on Max Ashione. When somebody takes a run at your goalie, you've got 2 options, either lay him out or put shots on the net. They took the latter instead of the former, and ultimately it may have served them better instead of serving a penalty in retribution.
Take just about 10 minutes and some change of a break here on the Trevian Hockey Network. Frank Zarowski to my side. My name's Luke Jordan Gerard. Boris is our producer. Look forward to seeing you back here for what's going to be an intense third period. Don't go to bed yet. Hopefully, if you're catching this one before that one. New Trier and St. Ignatius. Another late slot game, but at North Shore Ice Arena. Not too far from here. Takeaway by Woolabin, sliding it across the crease. Cuts out left and missiles it wide.
He's going for the top corner, that glove side. Got to put it on net.
Nagans waits. Nice glove save by Logan Marsh. Quick on the leather.
As we see in this replay, Logan Marsh sets himself, gets ready, knows that the shot is going to come, positions himself, routine one hop, or routine ground of Logan Marsh.
Tommy Espelin down the side. Ashion makes a save. Got you back. Oh, we just dropped some frames, so maybe not, but yep, now we're done. We tried. Oh, we're back.
It appears we are back, so.
For the time being. Face up, Ashion. Not under our control. We should have this fixed by tomorrow, hopefully at a new facility. Roween slides it across, one-timer off the crossbar. It looked for sure like it was in. It does not go.
Wicked shot there for Green. See if we get that replay pulled
Oh, we
up.
sure did.
And we got it right here. I want to see that a little closer.
Oh,
off the
gosh.
inside of the crossbar, inches from going in.
The immediate reaction from Lohmeyer says it all. Not gonna.
They did everything they could and just got a little too much air under it.
That one will end up out of play.
Heads up.
15:31 to go, 2-1 in favor of Lake Forest. They did not come into this season, or sorry, they did come into the season, one against New Trier. They won the first match. They're trying to win the series. It's not going to come easy.
It's not. New Trier has been buzzing this period.
Tries to hit on Solomon. Lose him against the boards. Kicks it free. Still anybody's puck now on the hash marks. In the feet of Salak, unaware. Good keep by Roween. Force gets it back. Lee off the wall, nice move. Preston Lee trying to cut towards the crease. Well played by Soren Selak. Lee recovers, puts it through the crease. Ashion looked to have gotten a piece of it, but now they're celebrating. Did they score?
No, they did not. No, they did not.
Eggers put his hands up. I'm not sure what. I mean, let's look at this.
That puck went into the net.
Did I see that right? Were they celebrating though?
They were. The net's off its moorings right there. Went off the side of the outside of that.
I'm just not sure where the celebration came from. It might have been after the play. They might have banked it in, but the whistle.
Yeah, the whistle had blown. The net was off. And a heads-up play by Ashion. Knows where the puck.
Did call penalty on Soren Selak there. It is the first power play opportunity for Lake Forest. And it's underway. Catalano giving back to Rancourt. Quickly steps into one. Got a turnaround.
Ashion looks dialed in right now, Luke. He's seeing that puck the whole way through. And some pushing and shoving extracurriculars are going on. And the intensity is only going to ratchet up as this game progresses, Luke.
Rancourt from the point, glove save, Ashion.
Ashion has been a real difference maker tonight. 2 goals in this game, both of them which off a giveaway, one coming off a fortuitous bounce off the end boards. He's been dialed in outside of it. Excellent work.
Already a handful of valuable chances for Lake Forest on this power.
There.
Cleared out by Keegan Roween.
Roween heads up play, falls, and makes sure to get the puck out of the net.
Now Cano, the season. Held in Nelson, slides it across. Strothman having some trouble.
Good
Roween,
read.
taken back by Nelson. Lets one go and scores! Slotted it right through the legs of Ashion, and Lake Forest seeing double. It's another 3-1 lead for the Scouts in the season.
And we'll see on that replay, may have just slipped through the wickets of Ashion, and that's one he's going to want to have back. Just a tad late on his butterfly.
You see at the end there, he's fixing his post, then he comes in, play this one at full speed. Yeah, just kind of falls right through. Beats him to the butterfly, and it is 3.
The New Trier's got to get one in a hurry here.
Third power play goal of the season for Lake Forest. At the goal line, Woolabin. New Trier trying to kick it into a different gear. First line comes out after goal conceded. It's been Lake Forest's period so far, and offsides on New Trier.
Not a lot. Lake Forest came out hot. They took advantage of a New Trier penalty, and they've doubled their lead, and New Trier's got to hurry up, get something done.
Fontana. Working around. Maggots turning, firing, save from a sharp angle by Marsh.
Good
Savage.
poke check.
Yeah, I was going to say Savage nearly had Valenti up ahead, if not for that poke check. Pardon me, that was Alex Roween. Valenti takes it back. Does a Valenti on the chase. He won't get there in time. Icing called.
You got to see what Coach Cheris dials up. Got to dig deep right now. 3 unanswered for Lake Forest after the power play goal.
Pushed off the draw by Herstrit. Herstrit with time. Throws it up top. Ouyang shifted over.
Miscommunication there.
Woolabin defended. Strothman takes it the other way. Grady Strothman from a distance. Glove save by Ashion.
New Trier's just got to get themselves reconfigured. They surrendered. They've been a little out of sync, Luke. The passes have been a step behind and kind of took the wind out of their sails after controlling most of the second period.
Esplin, the former Chicago Reaper, is facing pressure down low. Woolabin. Swinging in front, no can do.
Too fancy there.
Now Catalano wears off a check from Nuggets. Robbins in front, save Ashley, battled.
And, oh, that's going to be a penalty against Wake Forest. Took a New Trier kid down after the whistle. That'll be against Lake Forest. They're having to physically separate the guy. That's Michael Catalano.
There's the initial save you see there on the replay, and we did get a pretty good timing of the actual itself.
Yeah. So Catalano just tackles the guy, as you see in the corner of your screen. Surprised there's not a penalty called.
We'll stay even strength 5-on-5. Two-on-one. Saving a goal potentially, and then he lays a hit down below the net.
Selleck's had a stellar game tonight. He's been in all the right places. He's had good spatial awareness.
Cut off, Selleck now, dashing ahead. Selleck down the right center. Lohmeyer, skip pass, tipped out of the zone by Strothman.
At this point, Wake Forest is just going to chip and chase right now. They're going to save their energy for the onslaught they know is coming in terms of shots.
Only 16 in this game for New Trier, but they've had a lot of attempts.
And you got to put more of them on net.
There's a two-on-one here. Across, Strothman on top where they score. Lake Forest out in front by 3.
In the midst of a discombobulation, and it's 4-1 with roughly 9.5 to go, and take their not a whole lot you can say here, Luke. New Trier, after putting up some good pressure early on in the first 2 minutes, surrenders that goal, and it's kind of all been downhill from here.
Elastic sit down. Dylan and I host that. We talked about it. We talked about specifically in this game when we previewed this one for this week. That episode should be out today, I believe. I was not the one in charge. Be up, but we talked about it. We said, well, you know, yes, they've beaten 3 good teams, but they could still be considered a fluke by some. If you're a really critical,
yeah,
I mean, if you are, they're on pace to do that against the defending 3-time state champions. I mean, you cannot discredit what this team is doing anymore.
No,
it is incredible.
It's a Cinderella story, shades of my. You know, they're making a run right now, and they're putting the rest of the league on notice. New Trier looks solid in parts of this game, but the physicality and the skill of Lake Forest being coupled together.
Now don't be fooled. Frank is comparing to Loyola Chicago, the college, not Loyola Academy. Don't be fooled.
No.
Loyola Academy is not a Cinderella story.
No. Loyola Academy, not a Cinderella story. Ever in any sport, for that matter.
That's true. Chipped in by Wilson. We talked about the Trebs really needing one with 12 minutes here. You need it even more. Andrus from the point. Tucker. Just barely held in. Jack Andrews does check in front of the Scouts bench. Good stick by Lee, slowing the play down, but Cannon still gets a hold of it and releases a cannon off the side of the net. In front, backhand try won't go.
Going to those greasy areas like we saw in the first period. They're trying to apply pressure on that blue paint. As we see on the replay here, driving hard to the net, behind. Whack, 3-whack, no dice for New Trier.
Logan Marsh, who stopped 26 out of 27 last game against New Trier, has stopped 16 out of 17. Tapped out of the zone by Savage. Nuggets. Vitus for Alex Roween, pressure down low. Now Savage just gets it out. This might go right towards Ashione. It's just wide of him. Offensive zone face-off.
And at this point, if you're Lake Forest, they're going to just play this chip and chase game, weather the storm. I said it before on the broadcast, Lake Forest playing on a similar offensive style, similar scheme, and similar intensity.
Well, we talked about how there weren't many whistles in this game at all, and it's finally back to the same spot. 7:31 to go. For New Trier, this is not how you want to start a span of 4 games in 5 days. The conditioning factor, it's only going to get tougher. You play today, you play Thursday. Most teams in high school hockey do not play Friday due to the overlapping of football. Saturday, Sunday. Offsides.
And they play Ignatius coming up. Ignatius, another very physical team.
It's a tough weekend,
really. It really is. And if you're New Trier, it's unfortunate point. And get ready for Ignatius. Gotta make a statement win.
Ignatius is currently 4-1, the top team in the league when it comes to points. Trier did win the first one against Iggy back on September 14th. 3-1 victory for the Trebs. Then it's Stevenson Saturday, St. Viator Sunday. That's going to be awesome. I mean, you think these two are a great showing. St. Viator is going to be right up at that level.
Yeah, St. Viator, a very speedy team. Not as physical as Lake Forest, but
no.
League.
Wolleben nearly angled that one in. Official's hand is up, delayed penalty on Lake Forest, so the Trebs do get a power play.
I'd pull the goalie if I'm Coach Cheris right now, Luke. Pull goalie, make it a 6. Gotta be aggressive here.
I'm with you.
You're down 3 goals. You got 6 minutes left.
Check out how close this one was. Wolleben just puts it. Harsh beat. You don't get that too often.
No. And Coach Cheris leaving Ashione in right now, so it's just a 5-on-4 play.
But I think once they have a clean possession, maybe potentially later in this power play, As the power play was nearly erased itself, but Herstrit denied. But I wouldn't be shocked. Next possession that they potentially pull him. Roween skips it. Nuggets on a one-timer. They score! Nolan Nuggets from the point of the season. And New Trier has not heard no bell.
No, that's a very crucial goal for New Trier. And they're gonna go over and give Ascione a fist bump here. Quite a storm this third. And now it's full steam ahead for New Trier. Got to get another one quickly.
Lidavitis over the blue line. Icing on Lake Forest.
Game, and I use that word loosely. They're going to keep icing this puck because you can change guys at the Scholastic League level. If my memory serves on icing, it's not the same as juniors.
Yeah, you definitely tend to see that from tired legs. Nuggets, glove save, snared down by the junior.
And you're just going to fire every.
Save number 17 here, right off the draw. You get a look at it. Right winger's lined up right on the circle, but it comes to the other side, and he was able to see that whole way through.
Yeah, he was. Good vision.
Dish down the wall too far. Out to Nuggets, who did just score. That is now 6 points on the season for the senior. Simply do not let these guys get another power play. They have both of their goals tonight from the man advantage.
It'd be huge if they get one, even strength, get some energy into their sails.
New Trier is without their timeout. 3-goal lead.
Good
Fontana
read.
for Rowing with one nice move, and from a distance goes wide.
I don't even mind it going wide. Get your guys in, allow a change like we're seeing. Prepare to read.
They'll change the rest of the few. Dane Lohmeyer, who just came in with a hard forecheck. Pries it loose. Up top, Ouyang in front. Nearly a chance for Rowing. Tic-tac-toe type attempt. Now miscommunication, trickling back to Lake Forest. Strothman, cut off by Marino. Chase Marino quickly into the zone.
Like the aggressiveness of Marino on that play.
Rowing in front, nobody there. Strothman flips it. And another change for Lake Forest.
Trier just got to keep pounding away. This is similar to the Trier. They're going to need all of it to claw their way back in. They need 2 goals in the final 4:18.
So here's Selak to get it started. Marino was looking for Woolabin. It fell back. After all that, they do enter the O-zone.
Good hustle along the wall there by Green, keeping possession.
Thrown in front, skipped over Woolabin, kept in by Marino. To the side, a shot save.
Game-changing save for Marsh. He lets that in. We got ourselves a new hockey game.
Woolabin denied once again. It's this first line with the pressure cooker. Lake Forest trying not to get caught in a slight change here. Selak. Hershwood on a one-timer blocked. Still up for grabs. Woolabin. Selak drags by Marchini. Knight gets slashed. That should be a penalty.
That should absolutely be a penalty, and it's going to be one. My apologies.
Wow. Selak wide. I'm shocked that one is not called. And you don't hear me complain often.
No.
I mean, that's textbook.
Textbook right in front of the official.
Marino. Selak for Woolabin, curls back up top. Backdoor, Roween taps it wide.
One too many passes for New Trier.
With the lane now, waiting and waiting. And it eventually banks out of the zone. Steve Soror leaping from his bench, trying to wave his guys in for a change, but here come the Trevs with numbers. Herscher trying to slot it inside by Marino. With an empty net to shoot at. Altunian had it blocked. Herstrit with one nice move. Drops it back for Marino. Under two. Ouyang, a diving effort by Nelson, could not get there. Herstrit, backdoor! Oh, what a save by Marsh. You gotta be kidding me with this guy.
Sensational post-to-post adder for Marsh.
Did wide off a body. Altunian trying to clear. Now he does. Baranetti from beyond the blue line. That comes right in front of the crease. Space for Ouyang, zips it across Rowing. Offside.
By a few strides there.
Let's see. Might not get the look at it here. We'll look here.
And Lake Forest is going to take their timeout here.
He's off.
Yeah, he's off, but Lake Forest taking their timeout here. Trier, treat this as one of your own timeouts. You're applying a lot of pressure. You got a $1:21 to go in regulation. You want to get one within the next 30 seconds. Reset, drive it down, and pull your goal again. Your ally right now.
There will be no timeout left for either side after this. A puck was just thrown on the ice. Something to pick up from Smith. Face-off will be right in front of the Trevian bench on that stretch pass that resulted in an offsides. Trying to hang on here. Nine days ago, they didn't even have to win against New Trier. Series win. Ashion stays in off the draw. Now that Lake Forest has the puck, don't expect them to be pulled anytime soon.
No.
But now here, they wave over Ashion, but it does not matter. It's icing. He will stay in between the pipes.
62 seconds remain right now, Luke. Gotta just chip it in.
You know they're definitely looking for that chip off the face-off, but it's tough here with a little bit of a lower ceiling. Nagget's tied up. Now that pass out of the zone eventually finds Lohmeyer. Banks it off the boards and chases.
Ascione to the bench.
Sixth man out there. Cleared by Lake Forest. It was off a Trevian glove, so no idea. Under 40 to go. Catalano back down. Ouyang. Solomon couldn't track it down. Catalano taps it towards the net, and that's Lake Forest is going to win their first ever season series against New Trier.
Oh, they're waving this goal off.
Huh?
They're waving the goal off.
Rules analyst, where are you?
I don't know how that wouldn't be a goal for Lake Forest.
Can we get a ref mic?
I wish we could at this point.
They're going back to center. There was nobody offside.
There was nobody offside. They waved the goal off.
Well, Steve Soror did get an explanation. I'm very curious to what he was told.
That makes two of us.
Just tried to smack it towards the net off the draw. Giving way to New Trier. They got to move now.
Yeah, they got to hustle.
Ouyang in deep. There goes the chase from Alex Roween. Pinned against the wall by Mary. Doesn't it go? Front by Keegan Roween. 5 to go. Herstrit a centering feed. New Trier cannot get it to go by Logan Marsh. The story of the game, and Lake Forest has won their first season series against the Trip in their pro.
The shoe still fits for the Scouts, Luke.
You just simply cannot discredit what this team has done anymore.
You can't. This is a run of epic proportions. Taking down Green, Loyola Gold, and then Vider. I mean, it begs the question, what can't Lake Forest do right now?
Lake Forest is fired up. They're taunting the student section right out. Noise was loud until it was muffled by the offense of Lake Forest, and a little bit stuffy here. That didn't even seem to be as bad of a performance from New Trier as of last time. Passing better.
Gear specifically on their breakouts. I really enjoyed their breakout, and I use that word enjoyed coming from a New Trier side, from almost like a artistic appreciation, so to speak. Breakouts were good. Lake Forests were better. It was just it was a more clean, polished breakout for the Scouts, and give them a lot of credit. They took down the 3-time state champion twice.
Well, it is a busy week for New Trier. You can put this one behind you quickly if you win a big one against St. Ignatius tomorrow. They got Stevenson Saturday, St. Viator Sunday. We should have that all here on the Trevian Hockey Network for you. We have popped out today, obviously, issues here that we literally cannot control. Gerard Boris has been doing this for well over, 2 years now, right? Am I right on that? 5?
Yeah, 5
when?
years.
Anyway.
South Hockey Network.
It's been that long? This is by now. So we'll have the action for you tomorrow. Sorry about that. Thanks for bearing with us. And New Trier will fall in this one by a final score of 4-2, but we thank you for joining us today, Gerard Bohr. Frank Zarowski.
Burn the film, get ready for Ignatius.
And that is just in less than 24 hours. We'll see you tomorrow night on the Trevian Hockey Network.